What you doing, Mr. Bergman?
Hey, I'm working on my calculations.
I see that.
Yeah, I got my calculator here.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Hey, here I got an answer, Mr.
Pretty
Sams.
frantic. Okay.
It says 5.3E. No, pardon me. It says 5.3760731E17.
Okay.
So I'm going to write that down here
You're
on
gonna
my screen. 5.073E17 negative. Right.
That's a lot of numbers you're writing down.
Well, what's wrong with that? That's what the calculator says.
Yeah, but just because it's on your calculator doesn't mean it's the answer you record.
What do you mean? The calculator says that's the answer.
I know it does, but remember, the calculator is your tool,
Tool.
to help you do the work that you need to know that needs to be done. Okay, it's not a crutch; it's a tool.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when we make measurements, we're limited by the accuracy of our least accurate device.
Yeah. Not by calculator.
Not by your calculator.
Yeah.
That's not the least accurate device.
So guys, the key here on this podcast is that we're going to be doing calculations with our calculators, but our calculator is going to give us the wrong answer.
Right.
So we're going to have to know how to round it to the appropriate number of significant figures.
Correct.
And as we do that, we will be able to write down the correct answer. So guys, like I just said, we're going to be doing calculations involving significant figures. Multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Yeah.
Hey, and we're going to use our calculators. Hey,
We are.
so that probably, what should you probably have out?
Probably get your calculator. Hit pause. Go get your calculator.
All right, so let's do that. Okay, so we're just going to do a lot of problems here today.
Yeah.
Actually, so what do you do when you have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Well, there's some rules you got to follow.
There are, and they're different.
They're not the same. So we have two different sets of rules.
Yeah.
Multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction. So guys, what you need to do is push pause on your video and
Write this down.
Write this down. All right. For multiplication and division, round to the nearest, to the lowest number of significant figures, and addition, subtracted, round to the least accurate place value.
Decimal.
Decimals. So what you want to do is make sure you've written these down, and we'll do some examples. Okay, these are the key rules that we're going to use to solve these problems. So now let's just do some problems. All right, so let's say I have 5.023, and I'm going to add to that 0.1564.
Okay.
So Mr. Sams, you're going to do that on the calculator.
5.023 plus 0.1564. All right.
What's the calculator say, Mr.
Calculator
Sams?
answer says 5.1794.
And that, of course, is wrong.
Correct.
The calculator's wrong?
The calculator's
I
wrong.
cannot believe it! The calculator's wrong!
Yes, we have rules for rounding when we add significant digits.
So let's go back and look at that rule for a second. What was that rule? The rule was...
Add and subtract, we round to the least accurate place value, or the least number of decimal places. So the least number of decimal places
is this 3 right here.
The first number, which has 3 decimal places.
This is the 10ths place,
Yep.
the 100ths place, and the 1000ths place, and then this is the 10,000ths place. The problem is this first one was measured with a poor measuring device, or poorer, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And when I measure, I don't know what this number is. This
Right.
number is a mystery to me. I don't know what it is. It
Right.
could be a 2, a 3, who knows?
Right, so since that number is a mystery to us, our final answer cannot have any certainty of that
The
last decimal
10,000th
place.
place. So we're going to round this number to this place right here. Now
Right.
this number right here is a 4. That number is somewhat significant in the sense that it helps us round. A 4 does not round the answer, so the real answer is 5.179.
Right, we need 3 decimal places in our answer because the one with the least had
That is
3.
correct. All right, let's do another one.
All right.
Let's say...
Clear my calculator.
Okay, clear the calculator. Good call. Let's do kind of a weird one, Mr. Sams. What
Okay.
if I say 500 plus 78?
Okay.
All right.
500.
Do you really need a
plus
calculator for this, Mr. Sams?
78. Well, I'm just doing what our students are going to do.
All right.
They're going to put that in their calculator.
In my book,
can just do it
I don't think I even need to look at your calculator.
No.
I think it's 578.
All right.
And that, of course, is what my calculator would tell me.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's wrong.
It is.
Yeah. Why is that? Talk me through this one here. Now, this one's an odd one, isn't it, Mr. Sam?
Very.
Because you know what the real answer is? Of course, it's 600.
Huh?
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one, isn't it? Well, you see, the 500 number is a very poor measurement. So
Okay.
let's say I wanted to say the distance between here and Kansas City is 500 miles.
Okay.
How accurate do you think that number is? Neighborhood, right?
Yeah, neighborhood,
But
like
it's
every
just
100 miles.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
But let's say that I knew the distance from my grandma's house in Kansas City to my aunt's house was exactly 78 miles because they measured it, maybe on Google
Okay.
Maps or something like that. So they knew it was 78 miles.
All right.
So how far is it from here to my aunt's house? Well, best
Ballpark
we-
500 plus 78 miles.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be 578 because 578 indicates
Because the
it's-
500, we only know that to the 100s.
So
spot.
you see, this is only accurate to the 100s place. This one, the 78, is accurate to the tens
Ones place.
to the ones place.
Yeah.
So therefore, the answer is 600 miles
Because we
between
can
here
only
and
be
my aunt's
accurate
house.
to our
Least
least
accurate measurement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's do some multiplication and division.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Let's go.
All right, let's say that I have 6.23 grams, and I divide it by 1.065 milliliters. This is a density
All
problem.
right. 6.23 divided by 1.065. Enter.
What do you get there, Mr. Samson?
5.849765258. Don't write that as your answer.
But that's what the calculator
I
says.
don't care.
That's not what the calculator says. It is what the calculator says. That's right.
You forgot. You have a naked number there, Mr. Bergman.
I know. I forgot to write grams per milliliter. Yeah, naked numbers are bad things.
Yeah, naked numbers are numbers that do not have a unit of measurement written next to them. We don't like those. They're indecent
But it's
and
still
inappropriate.
the wrong answer. So let's
Right.
figure this
All right.
out. Now, we're doing a division problem. So
Right.
when you divide, you go with the least number of significant digits.
figures, right.
So 6.23 has 3 significant digits. 1.065 has 4. That 0 right there counts as a captive 0.
Right.
You're only as good as your
Least.
accurate measurement, which would be the 3 significant
Right,
digits.
so our number needs 3 significant
So
figures.
the
That's
first significant digit would be, well, the
5.
5, and then
Yep.
after that would be the 8.
8.
And lastly, there would be the 4.
Right, now, be careful. Look, even though we want 5.8, wait, is it going to be a 4 or is it going to be a 5?
Notice
We have to
that
look at the next digit.
The next digit is a 9.
9, that means we're going to round up.
So that'd be 5.85
5
grams per milliliters.
Good.
Do not write the calculator answer.
No, never.
All right. All right.
Never.
Yes. All right. Let's do another one. How about one with scientific notation?
Ooh,
Ooh.
sounds fun.
How about I have?
How do you count sig figs in scientific notation, Mr. Berg?
Well, I'll show you.
Okay.
Let's do that. That's
Let's
important.
see, yeah.
Let's say that I have 2.17 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And then I divide that by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules per mole.
You've used that number before.
Yeah, it's an important number in chemistry.
It is
You're
an
going to see
important
that. So,
chemistry
Mr.
number.
Sams, could you do
All
that
right.
on the calculator?
Here
for
we
me?
go. 2.17 second EE.
Oh, the EE button.
23 divided by 6.02 second EE. 23.
And what's that calculator tell?
Calculator answer: 0.3604651163.
The units on this, by the way, will be moles. We'll
Moles.
learn about that later and how the units work. But I see a lot of numbers.
There are a lot of
3604. All right, how many significant digits in the first number up here at the top, the 2.17?
3 significant figures. 2,
Now-
the 1, and the
But
7.
what about that 23?
That doesn't count. That's an exponent, and that just tells us where that is in relationship to all the zeros.
You know, significant figures and scientific notation are really easy.
It's
'cause-
everything before the times.
yeah, everything before the times. That's exactly what I say. And there's 3 there, and then the 6.02
Three
looks
there.
like there's 3 there. So
So
we're
our
going to
answer
round to the
has
3rd digit.
3.
So this one will be 0.36. Now, that's 0. What do we do with that 0?
We're going to leave it because the 4 does not make it round up.
So,
Now, that looks like 4 digits to me, Mr. Bergman. Or maybe 2, or how do I...
what do you mean?
Well,
That
in the
0
front-
there is significant.
That is. Wait, why is that 0 significant at the end?
Because it's a trailing 0 and there is a
Oh,
decimal.
and there's a decimal. And what about that one in front?
Well, you know, that one doesn't... you might have in your math class just called that .360.
Oh.
And...
leading zeros never count.
Well, it's not technically a leading zero. You could write 3.360 moles.
Right, and that works.
But I think it's a good thing to put a zero in front of the number. The reason that is it's hard to see when you're writing a number down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might mistake this number for 360 because that decimal might be faint.
Yep.
So if you put a zero in front, it's just a good way to
Easier to
write
see.
small numbers.
Yep.
So put the zero in there. It's just a good way to write the numbers. Let's do a times problem and call it good.
Alrighty.
Let's do a mixture with a scientific notation and a number.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what do
sounds
you
good.
think?
Yeah.
So let's say, actually, we'll do a complex problem. Let's say I have 22.4 liters. Now, let's do something else. Hold on, I got an idea. Let's say I have 15.2 liters. And then I'm going to do a little you're going to learn this later. 22.4 liters in 1 mole. And then I'm going to say 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms in 1 mole.
Oh, interesting.
So we've got kind of a
I
bunch
like
of
those
numbers.
little railroad tracks there.
Yeah, we'll talk about the railroad tracks in just a
Right.
couple
So
of
how
podcasts.
do I put that in my calculator? Can you tell me?
Well, you're going to type 15.2
15.2
divided by 22.4.
divided by
That's
20.
on the bottom.
Is that because that's in the denominator?
Yeah, it's a denominator.
Okay.
And then times it by the 6.02 number using the double E button.
6.02, second E, 23.
And you get some weird number.
I get 4.085 E23. That's what it says.
Okay, all right, so I can live with that. So now what do I do with this? How many sig figs? I guess we've had a kind of a broken record.
That
here.
one has 3.
And then the 22.4 liters.
That one has 3.
Now, a warning here, there's a 1 right here, though. Isn't that one significant digit?
Well, not really. That's kind of a counted number.
Yeah, so just go with the regular numbers
ignore
here.
your
We haven't
ones.
really...
We'll talk more about that next
So it's 3, 3, and 3, guys. I guess we've been rounding everything to 3 digits, but oh well. That's actually the most common thing to round to in chemistry
Yeah.
land.
When in
is
doubt,
3.
round to 3 sig figs.
So the 4 is significant down
Yep.
here, and the 0 is significant,
Uh-huh.
and the 8 is significant, and then that's E means, so we're going to write, and that 5, what does that 5
Ooh, the
do?
5 makes us round up.
So this will be 4.09. Now I'm going to write it correctly, times 10 to the 23rd, and this will, by the way, be atoms. I had a naked
Yes.
number there.
No naked numbers. Inappropriate for school.
Yeah, make sure you put your clothes on.
Yes.
Okay, so that helps us to do this. Now you're going to do lots of these practice problems in your worksheet handouts, problem sets, or whatever. So hopefully you got it figured out. You may need to watch this podcast a couple of times to truly understand it. It's a little tricky, and a lot of
Yep.
students.
Ask your teacher.
You know, scientists look at numbers different than math teachers, and so I guess you have to deal with it.
Yep.
Okay, we'll see you in the next podcast.
Bye.
Bye.